First opened in 2002. There's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Today we hit Week 10, and we've got a good one in store between the Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions. Here's a punter, Thomas Morstead, to get this one started. And we are underway from Ford Field. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. Darnold going to throw right away. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 14 yards there on the first play from scrimmage. With no hesitation there, not only do they throw it on their first play, Charles, they throw it into double coverage and complete it.
They might as well have gone to a podium and just announced, we're not going to be challenged or bullied in this game. We're taking the fight to you, just like they did right there on the first rep.
Off of play action, Darnold. And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive, INT. So, CD, you look at this offense and what they've been able to do. 8-0, perfect through the first 2 months of the year. Second half of the season still to come. We get that. But what kind of a percentage chance do you think that they have of running the table?
Partner, I think it's hard to say because history would tell us that the chances aren't good at all. We've seen a lot of good teams get to this point, and then they have that.
Under pressure now, Darnold, and he goes down.
Line 1, 2, 3. A loss of 10 yards on the play. It's now third down.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Open man wham, it's complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark it down at the 49. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion. 2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Here's Darnold. And he'll go right back to Lamb. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
It's a gain of 7.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Darnold. Looking left sideline. It's complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. And now a timeout coming from the defensive side for the Packers. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Now Darnold. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. A great play there with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Lions get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, caught at the 21.
At their own 21-yard line.
A carry by Taylor to start the drive. Room here to run. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That good for 22 and a first down. On that last run, he's now hit the 6,000-yard mark for rushing yards in his career.
And moves him squarely into the top 100 rushers of all time. In fact, he can boast that he's rushed for over 1,000 yards more than Gale Sayers did in his career. And Gale Sayers was a Hall of Famer in a short career.
Back to Taylor on first down. And he'll be taken down at about the 45. Now, this defense for the Lions, they were very good a week ago in that win over Minnesota.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really...
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. It looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. This is taken at the 15. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
2nd and 10 now from the 27. Here's Darnold. And he comes back with one complete. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you've got to run fast. Of course, you've got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Partner, we've got ourselves a ball game, and those guys on defense, they came to play. Slipped up on their first series, but they're definitely settling in now and letting it be known that points won't come so easy again.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. On 4th down, Darnold. And he fires one that's intercepted. Kyle Hamilton picks it. And the Packers are going to take possession of the football. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? Fatal last words every time we hear that. Things tend to fall apart a little bit. That's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception. This defense is a difficult one to prepare for. One of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
On 2nd and 11 now. Hurts. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Now, keep in mind, they did have 3 interceptions last week. Couldn't quite come up with a first-quarter pick that time.
But they had to like what they saw in terms of reacting when the ball is thrown. We had an expression when I played. It's called break on it. Every time the quarterback puts the ball in the air, break on the football. Don't make a play and accumulate those interceptions.
Former defensive back. You remember those 3 interception games? It can be contagious, give you a little momentum.
They really can, and it doesn't matter whether it's one person or if you spread them across your entire defense. Everybody wants a piece of that pie.
1st and 10, Taylor now. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. 6-0 our score after 1. looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Here's Hurts to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Taylor. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 12-yard line. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. They'll try the left side with Taylor. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Marked that down for a win in the defense's column.
And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Hurts sets up to throw it. Got his tight end. That's complete. It's Arnold. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. So the completion good for 7 there. And that's going to make it 4th down. Try to punch it in with Taylor. And he's not going to get the first. I don't even think he made it back to the line of scrimmage. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And it'll be a turnover on downs. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ballgame.
Yeah, some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look at a couple shorter passes and get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Darnold. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Faking the give. Darnold. Wide open receiver, complete. And he's going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Darnold on first down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. That's caught inside the 20. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. So Sam Darnold, not really known for having the strongest arm in the NFL, but he certainly laid that one out there. And in for the Lions touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the game, 17th on the year. And they are able to add on to their advantage. And again, it's no good. A few boo birds coming out as he's missed his 2nd extra point here in the first half. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. A kind of a lucky break on the prior drive, Charles. The turnover on downs that the offense had didn't come back to bite them after the other side. Their defense came through, was able to hold them without any points.
I would agree with you, partner. A little bit of a lucky break indeed, but you know what they'd say to us? No luck, just pure skill. We rose to the challenge, and we didn't permit a score. That's how we roll.
I'm kind of curious, Charles, if they might temper their aggressiveness now offensively if they get in that 4th down spot again.
Yeah, one would think so, but maybe because they held them, they might go for it again.
Throwing is Hurts. 2nd quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. Here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the Lions will have excellent field position here as they take over 1st and 10. On 1st down, it's Darnold. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Another try after the 1st down sack. Darnold is going to fire one deep over the middle. And this is caught inside the 5. A big play there for Detroit. 51 yards. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. To throw is Darnold. He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. A great play there. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Lions will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. The point after is good. And that will make this a 19-point game. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway as they take over with exactly 1 minute to go here before intermission. And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be 2nd down. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They run once more with Taylor. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st.
They just keep trying, but so far finding no room for him to run.
None whatsoever. In fact, you run the numbers. He's under 3 yards a carry at the moment. On 3rd down, here's Taylor. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Now the veteran Thomas Morstead on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This is taken at the 10. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. A really nice gain of 25 yards. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Darnold from the gun. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the 1st down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
To the air again, Darnold. He still brings it in off the tip here on the deep shot. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. And they pick up 25 as they convert on third.
How about that tip ball going their way? They've got to have a lot of confidence because so far, it seems like everything is going their way.
On the other side, they're just hoping that second half it's a little bit of flip the script.
Yeah, let's see if they can hang in there mentally because sometimes when things go against you so much in the first half, it's hard to bounce back.
On 1st and 10, Darnold. And complete, right side to Cook. Oh, he's going to be brought down there in the field of play. And the clock will run, no timeouts. They will not have the chance to bring out the field goal unit. So we've reached halftime here in Detroit with the Lions out on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. We'll see, Charles, if they had a chance to hit the reset button at halftime. They have not scored. They're facing this big deficit. And if they're going to come back, it's going to have to start right now.
Yeah, and for them, it's not dwelling in the negative because, yes, they were totally ineffective in the first half. But we've seen many games that have flipped around in the second half. It all starts with this drive right here. They get something good going, put some points on the board, they begin to have hope.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Lewis Seen. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football.
But I think everyone who's watching was certainly hoping to see things get a little bit better for them in this half, weren't we? But it was a downright miserable first half. This carried over with an interception to begin the second half. That's a defeated offense right there, and there's still a lot of game left. I don't think that's the last turnover we're going to see today, partner.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
We know he has a lot of confidence in his arm. He likes to force it downfield, but the coverage was tight there. Fortunate it wasn't picked off.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now it's Darnold. Being chased out left. And that'll be incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Throwing again is Darnold. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. That'll give him 8 that time. And that'll bring up a 2nd down and just a couple.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
Well, sometimes an incompletion is the right play, and he showed that he's learned from his earlier interception on that throw. Instead of forcing it, he just tossed it away.
Third and 2, Darnold. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked by Antoine Winfield Jr. And the Packers are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line. They're still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Going quickly here to Thomas. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10.
All right, partner, I wasn't good enough to get this done, but I played with plenty of guys who did. When they spotted wide receiver screen and they got to the football fast and blew the whole thing up, the same result as we just saw usually happened. No gain.
And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th. They'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And not a great punt here. Out of bounds in the air. They're going to say this one doesn't even get to the 40. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. And the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
On 2nd and 10, Darnold. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hoping they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a 1st down.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Back to throw, Darnold. He wants it all for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. A great effort there. 36 yards. As his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. And can you believe it? He misses another one, his 3rd so far. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Hurts. Open man is Taylor. He's got it. And he is going to have a Packers 1st down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on 3rd down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a 1st down.
And he goes out right around the 39. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. They go to the ground again with Taylor. And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41. Well, this defense, they've got the 4-score advantage, and you can see why they continue to bottle up the run game. And really, they've just been sharp in all facets here in this one, CD.
Yeah, they've kept that offense in check the entire game, and I think it's been led by what you just talked about.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Lewis. And he will bring it back. An interception something happen here in this third quarter, CD, but I don't think a pick six is exactly what they had in mind.
No, not at all, because this offense, they've been stuck all game long. Haven't dented the scoreboard yet, and they're kind of forced to take a few chances here, and that one, it backfired in a big way.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. The disparity in this game, it just seems to grow with each possession here, Charles. They are really struggling. They have not put up a single point, and on the other side, the points keep piling up and up and up.
So you know the frustration level has to be rising, right? So they've got to find a way to quell that, because otherwise they certainly won't get anything done in this one. Keep diving deeper into the offensive playbook. The bottom line is don't quit competing.
They'll roll him out right. Hurts dangerous when he runs that football. He's got a first. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now back to throw. And Hurts is intercepted, his 3rd of the game. Picked up by Patrick Queen. And the Lions are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. And they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road and help seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
1st and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. After the interception, here's Darnold. He's got a man. Complete. Touchdown. A big play there. With touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Lions add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Extra point splits the uprights, and this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Again, it's Taylor. Through, and he's got space. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
First down,
Running left, Taylor. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Up the middle, here's Taylor. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough and run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4. Here's Thomas Morstead now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Taking it about the 16. So a 56-yard punt. They'll net 41 after the 15-yard return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the 4th quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted, so they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. The play fake, and it's Darnold. That is caught by Lamb. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. That one good for 26 and a 1st down.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like that's what he's paid to do. So it's a very unusual situation. I'd want him out. They tend to leave him in.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Darnold. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. And his throw here is incomplete. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns. And it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy, because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out, because this one, it was over a long time ago.
And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 20-yard line. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Now for the point after. And this part of the game's been an adventure thus far, but this one is good. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Coming up on a 2nd and 6. Running straight ahead, Taylor. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he can even get started. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about his desire to take this running back out of his game, and all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
They'll try and throw for it with Hurts. Flush to his right. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth.
It hasn't been the cleanest game for him, but there was a sign of improvement as he looks towards the next one. Nice bit of scrambling to move the sticks, and even more importantly, he didn't risk adding another interception to his ledger.
And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Now a handoff. Taylor with it. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. From the gun, it's Hurts. And that will be incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
They're going on fourth down with Hurts. That's into the hands of Tutu Atwell. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth. So after the big play on fourth, here's 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Taylor. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Second down, another run with Taylor. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. And he's got some space here. And he will finally be wrestled down at the Lions' 16-yard line. Now whistles and a timeout called here. Not sure of the point of this, but they'll stop it with 4 seconds to go in the game. And his kick is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
Partner, pretty solid, convincing win here in this one. We did have some excitement down to the very end, though. This game ended on a rare onside kick, but they didn't recover it.
And they were in great shape anyway, but going ahead and recovering, finishing things off, being part of that good hands team, it's an honor, but you want to make sure you do actually recover the ball.
I'm just glad that it gave us a little something there at the end because this one was over beforehand.
You're right. You're exactly right. Down the stretch, last one. Yeah, that gives us a little something to bounce out of here on.
So for Detroit, the train just keeps rolling. 9-0 now to start this campaign. And they will hit the road next week. Meanwhile, for the Packers, they're going the wrong way as this will drop them to 3-7 now on the year. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel to Denver to take on